Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. That's right. It's Monday, and you know what time it is. It's time to get motivated with me, your girl, Shay Samuels. As always, I just want to first say thank you for tuning in. You could be doing anything in this world, but you have decided to spend the next 15 minutes right here with me getting motivated. Kudos to you. Listen, this message, it really blessed me. It was on time, and I pray that it's on time for you. Whoever's listening to this message, I encourage you to share the message. Why? Because one brings one. As you begin to become a better self, a better you, by looking at these videos and listening to the audios, share them with people because one brings one. As you become better, they become better. And I am believing that the world will just be a better place if we all can just be better for one another. But it starts with us, though. So as you get the message, pass the message along. Share it with someone so that they can also be blessed. But what are we talking about today? Today, we're going to be talking about the power of illusion. Yes, I said it. The power of illusion. If we can only understand that this world has been set up as a full illusion and we have become victim to it. We're so numb to what's fake now that we've become victim to the illusion. You know, I started this message off today with an illustration of someone being in a desert. And I said that this person in a desert have been there for a while. They are thirsty. They're probably hungry. They have not had any socializing with people, but they're, basically they're in the desert. If you can imagine the heat wave in the distance, and they begin to see water, mirages of water. They begin to see people walking towards them, cars coming towards them, food even, and then they wake up and you see that they literally are eating the sand, right? And so these people are literally lacking something, which is why the illusion appeared. The illusion appeared in the lack. Did y'all get that? The illusion appeared in the lack. So now let me go ahead and go to social media. Social media also creates an illusion. Those people who are on there, they literally show you the houses, the cars, the money. They show you the clothes. They show you the lavish life that they live traveling. They show you all of this. And for those of you who get a little irritated, who get a little bitter, who get frustrated with those people, who get a little jealous and maybe envious of those people, it can be because of a lack in your life. And so therefore, it definitely creates something in you that's not right. Some people fall for the illusion though. So you see these women on these reality TV shows and they have gotten cut up. They got their lips done, their eyes done, their foreheads done. They've gotten their waist trimmed in surgically, and they go out and they have sponsors for these clothes and these shoes and the nails and all that kind of good stuff. The hair even, right? And so as a person watching this illusion, you try to take part in it. So what do? You fall victim to the illusion. So now you feel you have to have long hair. Maybe it's blonde, burgundy, auburn, all black. You have to have lips a certain type of way. Your eyes have to be a certain type of way. Your waist has to be a certain time. You've fallen victim to the illusion. And here's the reality. The reality of it is you don't know what happens behind the scenes with those people. You don't know the hurt that they're going through. You don't know what they've experienced. You don't know what they're currently going through. You don't know their financial status. You don't know anything about that person. Yet you've fallen victim to the illusion. Go back to what I said in the beginning. The person in the desert, they actually are only seeing the illusion because they lack it. They need water. So the mirage of water just appears out of nowhere and they rush over to go get the water, but there's no water there. So I want you to understand that in this process of you going through an illusion, there has to be some reality surrounding you somewhere so that you can be a better you all the way around. You have to find you in that though. You have to have a certain level of discernment. And I say discernment for those who are spiritual prigs, but common sense is basically what you need to have and be able to identify as you're overcoming the illusion. Now, part two of this illusion is what the government is putting in front of us right now. We are currently in a pandemic. 2020 has been crazy for a number of us. I go back to a message that I did at the start of 2020. And I said, if you guys did your research, you would know that 2020 is not the clearest vision. Yeah, I said that. 2020 is not the clearest of all visions. Any eye doctor will tell you that 2020 is not the clearest of all visions. So here we are in 2020, and at the start of 2020, a pandemic hit. And when that pandemic hit, it actually provided an opportunity for us to all fall victim to the illusion. What the government wanted to put out in front of us, the senators, the mayors, the president, every single thing that was put out in front of us. And what did they use? The media. They utilized the media. And because they utilized the media, we fell victim to the illusion. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that any of this isn't real. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is they were able to control the narrative based off of the circumstances or the experience. Just as us, we control the narrative of what we see, what we focus on by our experience and by what we feel and by our emotions. Let me give you another example. If you are driving in front of a car and that car is either going too fast or too slow, they could be actually driving the speed limit, but to you behind them, they're driving maybe too fast or too slow. Have you considered what you're currently experiencing that makes you frustrated with that? Did you properly have time management to get out of the house and get to your destined place in a timely manner? The car is not stopping you because it's moving too slow. You have not appropriately accounted for your time. So therefore, the illusion is that car is wrong. Can you imagine? The illusion is that that vehicle is wrong. And so you start beeping your horn at the car, and the person in the front of you, they're looking like, well, what's going on? Because I'm driving 45 miles an hour at this speed limit. But the illusion is that that person is incorrect. So coming out of this illusional mind that you have right now, it's going to cause you to gut check yourself. What have you been lacking? What are you trying to identify with? Who are you trying to identify with? Who are you trying to create yourself to be within the illusion? I go back again to the beginning. The illusion is everything that they lacked. Every single thing that they lacked. There were times when I was growing up where we had sitcoms, and those sitcoms would show us how not to do drugs or teens and sex. It showed us stranger danger. There were after-school specials that talked to us about everything that we would have to overcome as a teenager. Now we're put in front of our children reality TV. What's real is now fake, and what's fake is now real. What about the rappers? The rappers who go out and they put these music videos out and they have cars and chains and women and money. The illusion is that the money is even real. I saw something the other day and I thought it was funny where if you did a close-up on the money, it said play money. But nobody looks close enough. Nobody looks close enough. We are falling victim to the illusion. We're falling victim to the illusion. Listen, it makes sense that right now, as the world stands, even technology can create an illusion. You know, I heard somebody say that I can have a conference, and in that conference, I can have nobody in this auditorium. However, my editor can make it look like there are millions of people in this auditorium. The illusion is not to hurt someone, but the illusion creates an environment for more. The illusion creates. So now you, the viewer, you see it and you want more of that. Let me tell you this. If you're the person who's wanting 1 million people in an auditorium because you're a speaker, that would cause envy in you. Because now you're wondering why this person has something that you personally don't have. So this illusion thing is kind of like triple 100 more or so fold. Because it can cause so much distress. The illusion can cause so much distress. Have you ever wondered when looking at a social media page of your friends, how they got that house, how they got that car, why they have so much money, how did they get that job, how did they dress so nice? That is something that you personally are lacking in. You're lacking in something. And because of it, you have created what you wanted to create, an illusion. Have you ever wanted to, you driving, you see a car and you see yourself driving in that vehicle? You can literally picture yourself driving in that vehicle. I know that I'm not falling victim to it. I know what I work hard for. So there are times where I see myself driving in my dream vehicle. And yes, the Bible says to speak things into existence. Say it as if they are. Those that aren't, the things that aren't as if they are. And so here I am knowing what I work hard for, and I see myself in it. I see myself in particular positions because that's just my mindset. That's not an illusion for me. That's called faith. There is a difference between faith and illusion. There's a difference. The illusion is that it can never happen. And so I'd rather live in the dream than actually the reality. The reality of it is if I work hard enough for what I want, I'm going to get it. The illusion of it is what causes me to be angry, bitter, frustrated, all of the above. So what is your challenge this week? Your challenge is to go back and study 2020 vision. Like I said in the beginning, literally, I did a message on 2020 vision and how unclear. It's not the clearest or the most clear vision. We know that starting at 2020 because of the pandemic. So many people were, 2020 vision. If God gives me the vision, he's going to give me the provision. You know how many provisions were actually distracted or visions distracted? How many people gave up on their vision because of the illusion of 2020? Listen, I'm just a messenger. I am just a messenger. To me, I feel that all of us have to go back to the drawing board. Find out who you really are. Find out what you are made of. When you start removing all these things that have allowed you to fall victim to the illusion, will you really love yourself? Will you really be accountable for the things that you've allowed to get at you here? The Bible also says what's in your heart comes out the mouth. And so when you spit ugliness at people because they have created this illusion, let me say this. There's an example that I give about a young girl who actually, after watching these reality shows, feel discouraged because she doesn't look the way that these women look. She pulls up to her house and she thinks that her house is not enough because she's watched these women coming back and forth to the mansion. She's looking at her nails and she feels like, I'm not really where they are, but I want to be where they are. And her life is striving to become one of those people. That person has fallen victim to the illusion. There are grown women out there doing the same exact thing, falling victim to the illusion. But I challenge you today to go back to the 2020 vision, because 2020 is not the clearest of visions. And when you go back and you do that study, what you will find is that because you settled on the 2020 vision, the illusion was actually easier to capture. Y'all, my daughters, when they were younger, we did a test or something at a parent-teacher night. And the teacher actually put on goggles. And on the goggles, she put Vaseline. And when she did that, it distorted the vision. Although my eyesight behind it was fine, when she put the Vaseline in front of it, the Vaseline pretty much showed what a drunk driver experiences when they are drinking. The vision was so obscured. The vision was obscured. They had you walk this line. And although I wasn't impaired with alcohol, I wasn't impaired. I didn't have any alcohol in my system. Just putting something in front of my eyes caused me to be distorted in my vision. So your challenge this week is for you to go back to the 2020 vision and research, and you will find that 2020 is not the clearest of vision. And when you do that, you'll be able to find you in it. No longer become victim or fall victim to the illusion. That is your challenge this week. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in as you do every week. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel at Shay Samuels. I love you guys for loving the messages. Don't forget, one brings one. Please share the files and allow someone else to take advantage of what you are learning. I'm Shay Samuels, and you have just been motivated.